Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch has a Glitch. This is a sequel to, obviously, the original from 2002. This is from 2005. It's an hour and 9 minutes long, so it's kind of short for a movie. It's one of those direct-to-DVD sequels, except this is one of those few that actually had a shorter time span between it and the original than all the others that Disney was putting out during the early 2000s, like Sleeping Beauty or 101 Dalmatians and Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid. All those sequels that, with varying levels of quality, were released around all this early 2000s era. What this You'd almost not be able to tell that from watching this one because it's actually really good. It's well animated. It's got the original look of the original film. It has that nice, soft, painted backgrounds, and the animation is on the same level as a film. Maybe it's not, and I just don't notice. But it looks like it's something you'd see in the theater. It's actually good. So, so from quality standards of animation, it's excellent. The story, it's not like gonna blow your mind, but it's a fun little story. It of course revolves around the relationship with Lilo and Stitch. Lilo is still a little firecracker, and she is always getting in fights and trouble, usually with Stitch's help. But in this case, Stitch is a little bit out of control. Hence the name. He's got a glitch. Stitch has a glitch, so he's spazzing out a bit. His eyes turn green, and he starts freaking out and destroying everything in his path. He sees this kind of stuff happen in a dream, starting out at the beginning of the film, but it quickly starts becoming true. Nothing too bad at first, but one of his biggest fears is harming Lilo as a result, because he's totally out of control. It's not something he is choosing to do. Of course, Lilo only sees it as him just being bad. Lilo sees bad and good and different levels in between, and whether you're fighting to be good or you're letting yourself be bad, that's all she sees. And right now, she's mostly focused on winning a hula competition that her mom had won when her mom was her age. Her long gone mom. Disney requirement: dead parent. Because I don't think her dad's around either. Her sister's raising her. So yeah, so it's got a. She's being competitive. She's trying to come up with an original thing. Stitch is trying to help her, but he's got his own problems. The two aliens that are living with them, Jumba and I gotta say his name right here, Pleakley. Yeah, Pleakley. Jumba and Pleakley. David Ogden Steers. Why am I saying that, Rod? Yeah, David Ogden Steers and Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall. And David Ogden Steers is from MASH. You'll probably know him best from that. I do anyway. He's nothing like Charles on MASH. He's nothing like that snob. He's got such a good voice. Rest in peace. But Tia Carrera's back as well. Chris Sanders, who created Lilo and Stitch, the look, the design of the characters, everything else, and also is the voice of Stitch. He's back. The only one who isn't back is the girl who originally played Lilo, Davy. Why am I blanking on her? Anyway, her name is Davy Chase. But she was so busy apparently working on Lilo and Stitch, the series, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point, that she gave this job to her younger friend, a very young. Well, maybe she wasn't young at this point. I don't know how old she was at this point. I forget. She's born in. Yeah, she was pretty young. To her friend Dakota Fanning. Yeah. So Dakota Fanning does the voice for Lilo in this, and so it feels very much like the original. It's got, like I said, the look, the feel, the sound, the humor is all there. So this is, you could do a whole lot worse when it comes to a Disney directed DVD sequel. Trust me, there's a lot worse ones out there, and we've already watched them in the past year and a half. Yeah. So, but yeah, this one is not a stinker, which is surprising to me because because the track record isn't always that great. I think Mulan was that sequel was good, from what I remember. You'll have to look in the previous. Just look through my older videos and you'll see me jabbering about that. But yeah, there's tons of fun interactions between Lilo and Stitch, and of course, the obsession with Elvis comes through. His music is peppered throughout this entire film. I had imagined that might have been the biggest budget expense getting licensing for all of these songs from his catalog. So yeah, so it's fun in every way. If you want to introduce kids to Elvis, the king of rock and roll, this is a good way to do that. It's because they might want to be like Lilo and just fall in love with his music, and yeah, it's not a bad thing. So get kids interested in some classic music, maybe some classical music. But yeah, I can't say anything more really. It's just a good time. It's a good fun little movie. I expected it to not be that great, but I was wrong. So yeah, there's no big twists or turns, anything. If once you see it go in a certain direction, which is fairly predictable, there's a ticking clock. Once you see it go a certain way, you know how it's really going to turn out. No, I'm not going to spoil it. No, I'm not going to spoil it. Just in case you haven't seen it and you happen to want to see it. Trust me, it's a happy ending. All right, it's a happy ending to the story. It's not as sad as it looks at one point. It's going to work out because it's a movie made for kids, and those kind of movies don't end with somebody dead. There, I sort of spoiled it for you. But anyway, yeah, it won't. The kids who might be fooled by that aren't watching this video, and whoever's watching this, you're probably smart enough to know that a movie like this is not going to end with a dead character. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
424.
424. I like to hear it say the voice before I pull it away, so it was just a little slow. Come on, go back. Huh. All right. Well, we've been getting a lot of, after a really big drought of no shorts, very few series. We've gotten a lot of shorts recently, and this one is no different. We're getting a short from the Cars universe. There's many of these, so they're in here individually. There's not a string of them to watch together, but it's another Mater short. It's Rescue Squad Mater. So that's what we're watching next. Rescue Squad Mater on the Disney Plus Celebrity Challenge, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.